ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Sweden Armwrestling Television. And it is funny enough, it is gonna be an interesting episode where two Swedish guys are gonna be talking with a language that is not our mother language, but we will do the best to our capabilities. And to the other side of the screen, I have probably the biggest star in Sweden arm wrestling history at this point, since with the accolades that he has been able to win, he has able to do this and that many people did not thought to be possible. And I have the huge honor to have my good friend Tobias Sporrong on the other side of the screen. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing, Krige?
Yeah, I'm doing really, really well. I'm a little bit sore from the Swedish nationals because that class that I was pulling in was a fucking monster class, and I was thinking like, holy shit, that my shoulder was surviving that. Must be a blessing.
I can imagine.
So, for those of you who don't know, can you tell us who is Tobias Sporrong? What is his ambitions are in the sport of arm wrestling, and how have you long that you have been doing the sport?
Oh, it's a difficult question to describe yourself, but I'm 26 years old. I started arm wrestling in 2011, and I've had a break between 2013 and 2016, and then I've been arm wrestling since that. I live in Gävle, so that's about 2 hours north of Stockholm. But my ambitions in the sport, that's also a difficult question when you're like in it. So I'm just trying to do my best and trying to progress all the time. And now when I'm competing in East versus West, I'm facing amazing arm wrestlers. So I'm just trying to keep on going and get better.
I have been following your arm wrestling journey since the beginning of your career.
I think you've seen more than many others because you're Swedish. So you saw me when I was like this little.
Yeah,
I think I was like 70 kilos when I think it was 2013, my weight was 72 kilos.
Wow. And then now you are like 130? 35, maybe?
Yeah, 32. But I'm aiming for 135 in May.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Because I do remember that from 2013 and 2016, you were having a bit of a long break. Can you tell us a little bit what was happening during that break? Because you were at 72 kilos, then it seems like that you were in a bodybuilding program, and then you got up, you came back to the arm wrestling scene around 2016.
I think it was because of my young age, so there was so much stuff going on.
I see.
And when it was about the motivation too. So when I quit arm wrestling, I started to go to the gym, and then I went to the gym for those years when I didn't arm wrestle. And then when I came back 2016, I had the technique. It was still there, but I had more strength than before. But the endurance was very bad. But the funny part about it was that I was stronger than before because of the gym training.
Go on the bicycle again and just trying to steer everything, and you know everything is there, but the balance is completely off, so you have to slowly adjust to everything.
It's about the endurance mostly, I would say. So it's like one difficult match and you're out. So that's it.
Yeah, and the Swedish arm wrestling scene are very happy that you were coming back to arm wrestling. And speaking of which, since we are coming to East versus West, you are facing a very, very dangerous opponent in the name of the Siberian Bear, Vitaly Laletin. How do you feel against going up against a opponent that is Vitaly Laletin, and what do you expect going into this match against him?
It feels surreal to face such an arm wrestler. Remember 2019 when I was in Poland watching him in the top 8 facing Levan Saginashvili. And now, a few years later, I'm the one facing him. So that feels so crazy. I'm very, very thankful for the invitation to the match.
Mm-hmm.
And what I expect about this match, it's going to be a war. It's going to be very, very difficult because of his speed and strength and technique. Because he's one of the best arm wrestlers in the world on the left hand, for sure.
The fascinating thing about this match is that Vitaly Laletin is almost a exclusive top roller, and he has only faced the guys that have a lot shorter leverage, because one example is that he was pulling against Evgeny Prudnik 4 years ago, and Prudnik had huge troubles with the long levers that Vitaly Laletin was putting up against him. But now Vitaly Laletin is gonna be facing somebody that has a little bit taller lever, so it's gonna be very interesting to see what Vitaly Laletin is going to do against somebody that has a slightly longer arm than the opponents that he is usually facing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big difference for him. And I think when he's facing hook pullers, I think that's his favorite opponents, because his pronation is so strong. So I think this is going to be difficult for him. Speaking of this situation with me, I will not go to the hook, and he will probably not do it. So I think it's going to be about the top roll 100%.
It's gonna be very, very interesting indeed to see that battle, because it's gonna be a somewhat of a clash of styles, but at the same time with the same technique. Because correct me if I'm wrong, because from what I've seen, you usually are going high knuckles high up in a top roll like that, while Vitaly is slightly dumping down his the webbing of his hand. So
yeah.
Stylistically, it can be a bit difficult for Vitaly, but maybe the overall strength of him is gonna keep him alive and alive only in this match. But who knows? I'm really looking forward to this match. And since we are still in the topic of East versus West, besides your own match, which one do you also look forward to the most to watch from this side? Because there are a lot of matches that are gonna be provided at East versus West, such as Pauline versus Sasha Andreev, Devon versus Gennady. I mean, it's a lot of amazing arm wrestling matches that are gonna be available over there. So,
of course, looking forward to Devon versus Gennady. I think that's going to be, and I mean, it's the main event, and I'm going to enjoy that for sure. There are a lot of good matches, but that's the one that I'm thinking about first.
So, who do you think is gonna be the overall winner? Because the fascinating thing about this match is that both men will never quit in this entire match, because both men are simply way too stubborn to do any to just quit from this match. Because this is gonna be a clash of styles that both men might have not faced, because this match has been planning in the making for almost over a decade now. So I do believe that this match is gonna be thunder and lightning colliding with each other like this.
Yeah, I believe that Devon is going to win. I believe it's going to be one of his most tough matches in his career. But I think he's going to win. But I mean, we'll see. No one knows. But I mean, it's going to be a crazy match. It's going to be a war, for sure.
From all of the traditional arm wrestling exercises that I have seen from Giannis Amolins, Coach Ray, even De Valera, Gennady, yours, on the other hand, is somewhat bit interesting, because from all of the training videos that I have seen from you, you usually are training with a lot of explosiveness, like I don't know what you are calling all of those exercises in English, but there are a lot of explosive exercises, such as when you are picking up a weight and then you just tipping down like this?
So I'm just doing that for the overall strength in my body and to
Ah.
be, and also for the speed. And it's kind of difficult to speak about the Olympic weightlifting in English because it's hard to describe specifically why it's good for arm wrestling, but it's mostly about the speed and the technique. To know about the angles in the body, where you're strong and where you're weak. And of course, because I want to be training my whole body, also my legs. So I can't just arm wrestle like 5 times a week. So I must train different things too. So I like Olympic weightlifting, and that's why I do it. I do it twice a week, and then I train arm wrestling twice a week.
Interesting. There are a lot of different training philosophies all over the world. Like, for example, over at Bulgaria, you have like a Krasimir Kostadinov that it's like pulling every single day. And when I was hearing that, I was just like, what are your joints made of? Steel?
Yeah, and now when people are hearing that I only arm wrestle twice a week, they think I'm going to be crazy because I do it. I need to do it more often. But I mean, that's what I think works for me, so that's why I'm doing it. I mean, Krasimir, he's really strong, so if he arm wrestle 5 times a week, that's good for him because it works.
That is why I think there are no ordinary path when it comes to training programs, because when one thing is working for one guy, another thing works completely different for another. So
yes,
people just need to find a certain training pattern that is more suitable for them. So
yeah, I like to train hard when I train arm wrestling. So when I train that hard on Monday, for example, I will be sore for almost like 4 days. So for me, it's impossible to arm wrestle the day after. So I need to recover a few days before I do it again. So usually I train arm wrestling Monday and Thursday, or Monday and Friday.
have you been thinking about maybe selling the training program to a few different people? Because from what I've been hearing is that a lot of people have been contacting you personally in order to buy the training program from you. Have you been thinking about maybe selling it in the future?
Yeah, I have been thinking about it because many people have asked about it, if I can sell my program to them. It's not available right now because I work a full-time job and then I train like 10 hours a week. So right now it's difficult for me to do that, but I'm thinking about it and I want to do it in the near future. So I think it's going to be available, but not yet.
It is very, very difficult to do the things that the Scandinavian people are doing, because we have a full-time job. We also have to train on that. I mean, I know from myself that I needed to keep this YouTube channel going, and I need to get the live streams going. So it takes a lot of time and effort to do that. So I know exactly the feeling. So, have you been watching the Swedish nationals?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't watch it live, but I've seen a few matches. I saw the heavyweight. I think it was Dennis Söder against Ronny Dahl.
Very, very interesting, because Ronny Dahl's hook has been on and off recently, but now he was just like running straight through Dennis Söder, and Dennis Söder is usually the one who is running through everybody else when obviously you're not competing there. So but it is very impressive of Ronny Dahl to have that really strong hook. So I do believe a good match for him, at least a super match, will be him versus Wayne Withers. They were facing each other at IFA Worlds, And I do believe that a super match between those two really needs to happen, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I think he looks strong. I believe his right hand is free from pain right now, and he looks strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope he keeps on going with his training. It would be fun to see him compete more and get stronger. He has very good potential.
Yeah, because there have been a lot of great matches at the Swedish Nationals. And from one match I do remember at the top of my head was during the minus 86 kilo category. I mean, that class was fucking insane. Like over 32 pullers in that category. It was like, wow. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And a few matches or instances that really stood out to me was a really good war with Joseph Leploat versus Carl Backelin. They were facing during the qualifiers and they literally kill each other. So I did see that match afterwards and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, I need to see that.
And another instance was when my teammate Christian Mendes Vroom, he did lose the first match and then literally climb from the B side and won the entire thing. So I was really, really impressed with that. He went like from straight to 2B, climbed all of the way up, all the way to the finals against Sebastian Edo, and he literally just like smack, and he was the winner. Really, really fast.
That's impressive.
Really, really impressive. So I really look forward to what is gonna be happening next. Oh yeah, speaking of after your match with Vitali, have you been thinking about who your next opponent is going to be? Because there are only like a handful of opponents that can be given to you at the moment, such as David Darikian, maybe Alex Kurdeka, who knows, maybe Dennis Blanco on the left arm, who knows?
That would be crazy too. Facing Zeplenko. That's a dream match. Yeah, I believe a rematch with Morozov is it must happen because I will get stronger. It's just a question of how strong I will get. But I think that a rematch must happen with Morozov. I would also want to face Dadikian and Kurdec, of course, but I mean, I want to have one more chance against Morozov. Anything, but I was thinking about that this rematch was going to happen, but I got injured about the stomach thing.
Oh,
so it was going to happen, but it was cancelled. So that's why I feel like I need it. I need one more chance.
And now Morozov is having a match with Levan Saganashvili?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but it will probably happen, yeah.
Yeah, I really look forward to it.
Looking forward to that one.
Because if Morozov is managing to make Levan work, will that give you more confidence about that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's important to mention that it's the right hand, not the left hand, so it's a big difference. According to Morozov, he's stronger on the right hand, so I was still focusing on winning against him on the left hand.
That sounds like a really, really good goal. And yeah, that is about everything that I wanted to get to know from you. So if people want to follow your training journey and so on, where can they find you?
Yeah, I would say Instagram. Yeah, that's the only social media I'm focusing on. I have a YouTube channel with the same name. It's just my name, Tobias Sporrong. And I'm not using YouTube a lot, but yeah, so I would say Instagram mostly.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Tobias Sporrong himself. I will put that in the video description and in the pinned comments so you can go over there and follow his training journey for East versus West when he is going up against the Siberian Bear, Vitaly Laletin. So in this instance, I want to thank Tobias Sporrong to be coming on to Sweden Armwrestling Television. So I am really looking forward to your match against Vitaly Laletin, and I'm wishing you the best of luck. So.
Oh, thank you, Kige. Thank you for the invitation to this interview. Thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So if you haven't already, please smack that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notification so you get notified every single time I will do an interview such as this one. And have a nice day. Stay safe, don't be a bee, and keep being awesome. Take care.